I got married when I was 17. I married Jack Newman. He was a shirt manufacturer. He had money, he had a big Cadillac, and he had all that flash. And so I liked that, and he was hot. And so I started dating him, and he said, "Would you marry me?" And I said, "Wow, I never even thought of that." And I said, "I don't know." I didn't know whether I wanted to, because I hadn't gone to bed with him. And I said, "I don't know." So I talked to my mom and dad, and he says, "Well, if you want to marry me, that's okay." So we went up to Santa Barbara, California, got married at the City Hall. And I wore my mother's dress because it was blue, and she said, "Marry in blue, you'll always be true, you know, all those. Married in brown, you'll live out of town," and all that. And so I got married in blue, and but he wasn't always true. I was true, but he wasn't true. So he was so jealous of me. He bought me a lot of nice clothes, and then when I would really dress up and look sexy, he couldn't stand it because other men looked at me. So when he took my favorite hat and he shredded it, I said, "That's it." So I left. And I was married 6 months. Husband number 2 was Ray Anthony. I have my son by Ray. Ray Anthony was a band leader, and he was played with Glenn Miller's band, and he was a trumpet player, and he had the Ray Anthony Orchestra, and he would play at the Palladium, and he was like the hot ticket then. I mean, everybody loved Ray Anthony. He was $1 million band leader, you know. So I had my contract at the studio at that time. Well, you didn't get married, you didn't have children, you didn't do any of those things. Well, I got pregnant, you know. We were dating, and he divorced his wife, and I thought they were separated when we were going. He told me that, but he really wasn't. And then they went to Mexico and got a divorce. He came back and wanted to marry me, and I didn't want to get married after that. I said, "No, I don't want to marry." I says, "I just don't want to marry now." Well, then I got pregnant, and so then we had to get married. He adored me, and then we lived together for 6 years. That was husband number 2. Divorced in 1961. Then I started dating Bo Belinsky. He was an Angel, a pitcher. It was a hectic relationship. We did everything we would if we were married, and it didn't work out. Then he had introduced me to a ball player named Lee Myers. We met, and boom, he was crazy. He liked me right away. He liked me. He was when I met him, he was 18 or 19. Okay, so then I called my attorney, and I says, "Look, I'm dating somebody 19, and he wants to get married." Now, before that, you know, I didn't tell you why I married him. I was married because I was pregnant by Joe Namath. No, oh my God. And we went out with him to make Bo jealous, and I got pregnant by him. So I didn't know what to do, so I got married to Lee. And Lee thought it was his. So, I mean, it was just really, so what I did is I had an abortion. I did not want, you know, I just wasn't going to go through this. And then he cheated on me, and I knew he was cheating, but at that time, it seemed like I just didn't care. I just know when somebody's cheating on me. So then I said, you know, I went out. So I filed for divorce, and he was really upset. Then I was out looking. Then I was really looking. I says, I want to find somebody really that I'm really going to spend the rest of my life with. My agent called me. He says, "Why don't you go to Florida?" He says, I says, "Yeah, on a vacation, you know." He says, "No, do a play." I met Thomas Dixon, who's my husband now. We lived together 5 years. I said I wasn't getting married. And one morning I woke up, I said, "Let's get married." So we did. We went down to the courthouse, and my mom and dad came down, and they stood up for us, and we got married. We've been together 34 years now. And I've never cheated on him. Came close a couple times, but never did it. I really wanted to, but there's too many chances. Herpes and all that, no way, I'm not going to get that stuff. So I told him, I said, "You don't have to worry. I'm not going to tell you who it was with because he's a popular basketball player." "Okay, I'll tell you who it was. It was Kareem. Tall, 7 foot, good-looking, gorgeous guy, and I was his favorite in the 60s, you know. So, but never did it. Oh, you know what? You forgot another husband. I forgot another husband. I'm sorry.